What's up guys, Rods Reps here, back again with another video. You read the title, you read the thumbnail, you may or may not know what we're talking about today. If you're big into sneaker history, you definitely know what this pair is. It's infamous in sneaker culture, stemming all the way back to Jordan's first ever sneaker and the ad campaign around it and what him and Nike did. I'm very happy to have this pair because a good recreation hasn't really happened recently in recent years, ever. So it's pretty cool that I have my hands on a pair of these. I'm excited to dive into the story behind these guys and get into the details because I'm very happy with this pair of sneakers. So let's get into that intro montage then, okay? So after that intro montage, you know what we're talking about. We've got the Air Jordan 1 Band, or Bred, black and red colorway. This is one of the original releases of the Air Jordan 1 back in '85. One of the original colorways, along with the Chicago and all the metallics and black and white, all of that stuff. But unlike a lot of those pairs, the Chicagos and the black and white, some of the metallics, we haven't seen a re-release of the Bred pair in a while, at least in its actual original style. We've had a couple of different pairs that are similar to the Breds, almost the Breds, but not quite. So I'm happy to have this pair, which is the 2011 version that came out, which was known as the Band because it has this little X on the back of the heel, which I think is just a really cool touch. So let's dive into the history and the story of these sneakers first, and then after that we'll talk about its physical qualities, why I like wearing them so much, why I'm so excited to have a pair. So the story behind these and why they have the Band nickname is because in 1985, every game that Michael Jordan wore these in the NBA, he, and I guess Nike, was fined $5,000. This was because the black and red color blocking didn't follow the NBA's guidelines of following team colors and having to be primarily white. Obviously, most of the upper on this sneaker is black. Nike turned this banning of Michael Jordan's sneakers into one of the most infamous ad campaigns of all time, and so they were glad to pay that fine so that they could keep the ball rolling with their ad campaign, keeping the story going, and the rest is history with that.
On September 15th, Nike created a revolutionary new basketball shoe. On October 18th, the NBA threw them out of the game. Fortunately, the NBA can't stop you from wearing them. Air Jordans from Nike.
Now there have been a couple of re-releases of the sneakers throughout the years. The first one being in 2001, having all smooth leather. There was another re-release in 2009, which was part of a pack with multiple sneakers that was also smooth leather. And then you have the pair that I have today in this video, which is the 2011 Band Bred Jordan 1s, which have the little X on the back of the heel. And also the upper is made of entirely tumbled leather instead of smooth. Alright, I guess he wants to leave now, huh? There was also a re-release of these in 2016, but they didn't have the X on the back, and they did have the tumbled leather. So now that we're caught up on the history, and we know exactly what version of these sneakers I have today, let's talk about the details of the sneaker, starting with the sole. Now obviously, it's just a regular Jordan 1, and so it's just going to have a regular Jordan 1 sole. The outsole is red to match the highlight colors on the upper, and it's nothing special. The midsole is completely white, which contrasts with all of the black and red throughout the entire rest of the shoe, and I like that. So now let's move to my favorite part of the sneaker, which is the upper. It's very simple, but sometimes simple is all you need. Now obviously the colors on these is just black and red. We have red tumbled leather over top of the toe box, on the swoosh, on the back of the heel, and also around the collar of the sneaker. All of this red leather is tumbled, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm sure as you guys have watched my videos before, anytime a sneaker has tumbled leather on it, I am a big fan because tumbled leather just feels so much better than regular smooth leather, because the smooth leather tends to be kind of cheap on Jordan 1s. So I'm very happy to have this sneaker be comprised of tumbled leather. We've got black tumbled leather around the side of the toe box, up this panel that goes to the lace eyelets, also along the lace eyelets, on the side panel of the sneaker behind the swoosh there, and then around the collar. All of this is black tumbled leather. It's super soft, it's comfortable, absolutely fantastic. Now moving up to the laces and the tongue, we'll talk about the tongue, which is also black to match with the rest of the upper, and it has the regular Nike Air tag up here on the top. The laces on this pair are regular flat laces. It comes with black, white, and red, but they have some special details. We'll get into talking that in a moment. Another cool little detail that I want to note on the inside of the collar of this pair, it's printed 10/18/1985. That's the day that Nike or Jordan received the letter telling them that they couldn't wear these guys in game. And this storytelling is continued on the insoles of the shoe. On the left shoe, it's written on September 15th, 1985, Nike created a revolutionary new basketball shoe. And then on the right insole, it's continued with, on October 18th, 1985, they were thrown out of the game. So that's the short and sweet version of the story behind this pair of sneakers, huh? Yet another cool little touch to add to the storytelling behind these guys. As I said before, there are more details on the laces. On the aglet tips of the laces, there's actually some text, which reads, "Imagine if." And this printing on the aglets is on each pair of laces, the red, the black, and the white. So you can have that little detail no matter what set of laces you want. Personally, I'm keeping the black laces in my pair just to keep the coloring consistent, but a lot of people like to have the red to have even more accent color. I guess some people like to put the white laces in. Don't know why, but they're there, I guess. And since we're continuing on, I will talk about the box, which also has some cool little details. The top of the lid is emblazoned with that X, along with the sides of the box. And then on the side with the size tag here, it's also written with that same text that's on the laces, "Imagine if." So that's it for all of these details about the banned Air Jordan 1s. So there's only one more thing to talk about. If you guys watch my videos, you know what that is. It is the sizing and comfort. So first with sizing, these being a regular Air Jordan 1, you should get whatever your regular Air Jordan 1 sizing is. And then moving on to comfort, as you guys know, underfoot comfort on Jordan 1s is non-existent. I think second only as most uncomfortable shoe to maybe Chucks. So absolutely recommend replacing the insoles, putting in your own comfy ones. I of course put in my Boost Foam insoles into every pair of shoes that I have, no matter what they are pretty much. Especially Jordans, because Jordans don't have that cushy, comfortable sole underneath them. Moving past that though, as I have sung its praises, this sneaker's upper is made entirely out of tumbled leather, and that makes it one of the more comfortable Air Jordan 1s that I have in my collection. In the grand scheme of things, Jordan 1s are a relatively uncomfortable shoe, but compared to other Jordan 1s, these guys are definitely up there on the comfort because of the materials used on the upper. So that's it, talking about the banned Air Jordan 1 today. I hope you guys enjoyed, learned something about the history, learned about the details on this pair, going in depth on it, looking up close. Please leave a comment letting me know what you think. I love responding to you guys. It legitimately is the best part of making videos, is talking with you guys in the comments. So please let me know what you think. But as always, I'll see you in the next video. Adios.